Hey guys, it's Yessi back here with Lost Cuban Kitchen. Today we're going to be doing some caldo de pollo, sopa de pollo, chicken soup. We got ourselves some chicken bones that have been going for the past like 4 or 5 hours. Just had those for dinner. Decided to make a more bone broth. Gonna grab one of our stocks that we made, the chicken stocks that we made the other day. It's a lot more gelatinous. We're gonna take that apart and then we're gonna add this to that. But first, we're gonna kind of char our onions. Give us a nice different flavor. Don't like that one. Oh, wow. This onion's being a little moody today. Okay. Oh well. So we're gonna kind of char up our veggies a little bit. And then we're going to lightly pan fry them before adding everything together for the what's it called? For the chicken soup. It's not this is definitely not a difficult recipe. It is really tasty. The things you're going to need are going to be celery, carrots. Well, you don't really need celery, but carrots, potatoes, the angel hair little nests. Those are, if you go to any diner in Miami, your chicken soup is always going to have the little nidos cubanos. I remember growing up, I'd always like to suck those through the straws when my grandfather would take me to La Carreta. That was the one closest to our trucking company that my grandfather had. Alright, so we got all these kind of cut up, and we're gonna get this going. We need some chicken. Today we're gonna go with my favorite. It has the best flavor. This air chilled smart chicken definitely goes miles ahead of the flavor of any other store-bought chicken. And that's because it doesn't have it doesn't have the water retention. It's not all water weight like the other ones. Which is a good thing. Gives you more. It's like when you have dry aged beef, it gives you more of that beefy flavor. This is more of that chicken flavor. And then we just need potatoes. Well, I guess we got these little guys today. I'll use you guys later, but use whatever you got on hand. Today we have that, so I'm gonna use that. A little bit of olive oil and some salt and pepper, which I have over here. Just give it a little bit of seasoning. We're definitely going to add some more later. I'm gonna grab a glove or two, kind of mix all that in. And then we'll kind of take apart the bone broth, add that chicken stock to it that we made the other day, and then reduce it. Yeah, let's get all this nice and covered in salt and break it up a little bit. We want the chicken at the bottom. We want the onions on the top. Kind of breaking that flavor to it while we are there we go. That looks good. And we'll throw you in. All right, let's throw some stuff away. Let's get these. These have been going, yeah, I would say about 6 hours, 6-8 hours. And you could skim this even more. I'm not really worried about that right now. You could throw it through a cheesecloth like we did for the then we'll throw you gelatinous. See how nice and thick that was? That's how you want your chicken stock to be. You don't want it to be fluid. That's why we use the chicken feet. That's why we use all those bones and all the cartilage. We want it to have that. We want it to have that that gumption, a real thick flavor. We're gonna let this probably reduce by half. At that point, I'll add in the saffron. We're gonna cook these guys on the side, and yeah, I like to cook these like right before, because I like to have the crunchiness of our. The only thing we're gonna put in there once we get the onions out of there, we're going to throw that into a skillet and kind of fry them off with this, then add that into there. You know the drill. Just layer the flavors, layer all the different kinds of things that we're going to be doing. We're going to chop these guys in half and put them into the oven as well. We don't need to see that. So, all right, see you guys in a little bit. All right, and we're back. So we got this basically just simmering now. It was reduced a little bit, and we added a little bit more chicken stock and the saffron threads. We're going to, this is some butter. Just get this nice and foamy. Then we're gonna do some onions. You could use white onion or yellow onion or Vidali onion. The choice is yours. And we will be adding the garlic. In the oven, we still have the chicken with the onions on top. Let's see, what do we got here? There we go. Let's start getting this going. Yeah, the main thing is just to make sure that they're all the sort of the same size onions. All right. Got water boiling for our pasta. And I add some salt. You don't need to make it salty as the sea, because that's a little bit ridiculous, but a good amount of salt is necessary. All right. And now that I can see this sort of clouding up over here, we are going to use our, yeah, we don't want that skin at all in our soup. So just always be mindful of your stock and everything. If you're simmering it, it may not you might have to turn the heat up a little bit so that it doesn't get that little skin on it. Okay. So we're gonna wait for that to get to a boil. I'm gonna throw you away. Alright. You could do this all in one pot. Nothing saying that you can't. This just gives you a little bit more flavors. Yeah, look at those pieces of, yeah, that looks good. Trying to get rid of all this moisture right now. Cook out all the, well, try to cook out the water content to intensify it, as Mr. Marco says. And I mean, chicken soup is pretty self-explanatory. This is just a little different way to do it. Just how we grew up eating it. Sometimes you might put corn. You can put whatever really you like, but this is how I've always eaten mine. Let us we're going to transfer. Ooh. Get the high heat on this mafoya so that we can start putting all of our veggies in here and create something nice and harmonious. Starting to get to that place. Let's all right. Nice. Yeah, that's where we want that. That's where we want that. Let's get our noodles. They come out like little bird's nests. They're All right. And then you just salt everything as you go. Salt, pepper. I know most Cuban food doesn't take pepper, but again, it's the chef's choice. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of W sauce, Worcestershire. I don't have any vinegar to break it down, and that's unfortunate, or any wine. I thought I did. So we're just going to let this kind of cook down as it is. We're just going to keep this going. Just want it fully submerged. Again, you could cook it all together. I sort of like to just cut my little noodles up with a scissor and then add them to my broth. All right, those are looking freaking tasty. This is that wasn't hot. One thing that you should always remember is never to use a damp cloth to pick up hot things. One of the worst burns in the kitchen is always going to be a damp cloth. Producing that steam, you never want it. Never want it. 10 out of 10 do not recommend, ever. So let's put this right here. We're gonna take these off. Let's give this a little stir. It's looking good. All right. These aren't cooked yet, so don't get mad at me when I open them up. And they are might be a little raw. Once we throw them into that stock or broth by now, our chicken broth. All right. So there we go. This looks freaking tasty. You don't want to throw any of this away. You want to always keep this. All right. Especially with this chicken, because that's all chicken juice, and you don't want to get rid of liquid gold like that. It took us quite a long time to get that stock, so why would you alright. Sometimes you just forget what your cutting board is like without the paper towel underneath it or on the wrong side, and it's not fun. My nephew decided to kind of not break it, but all right, we are done with this. Let's put this in here. Give that some of that. I personally like the charred flavor, that's why I go a little bit harder with it. If you don't like it, don't char it. Alright. let us clean or chop these guys up a little bit and then throw them all in. I'm using chicken thighs. You could use chicken breast, chicken legs, chicken wings, whatever makes your heart desire, or whatever the saying is. Whatever your heart desires. Yeah, this chicken just, and you're never gonna go wrong with chicken thighs. It's hard to overcook. Can't say you can't overcook it, because you can overcook anything in life, but it's very difficult to. All right, see how this is looking good. Just flip our little nest over. Give this a little 10 minutes or so, 5 minutes. That's gonna keep on going for the next 4 or 5 minutes. I'll probably shut it off in 2, let it just boil in its own heat, and we'll be back. And we are back. Last thing is gonna be plating. That's all done. Let's get the little potatoes out. You could use russets, rose, Idaho, doesn't matter, the potatoes. You could cook it all together. I just don't like my soup getting that real thick, sort of potatoey kind of texture. That's why I don't cook the noodles in it either. All right, let's try to get some veggies. All right, that looks good. Also, I like that crispy sort of. All right. Yeah, these are good and they're convenient. And a little bit of cilantro. And some lime. And you got yourself un caldito de pollo cubano. If the ViVaporub doesn't work, the caldo de pollo will. So always use that as a cold remedy. I'm not a doctor, but always worked for us. And with all that, just enjoy, like, subscribe. Love you guys. Got garbanzo soup coming up, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you.